share with you something that actually did happen to me when I was 16. I had a very good friend, and her parents bought property in upstate New York. Her father was a hunter, so he wanted property that he could hunt on. On the property when they bought it was an old farmhouse that was probably built in like the 1920s, 30s, and they would go up and her mother was renovating the whole house. Okay, beautiful, she did a great job downstairs, but it was an old house in the middle of nowhere. And on weekends, they put a pool in the back, and on weekends we would go up and her brother would bring a friend and I'd go up with her and, you know, all the kids, and it was great. We were all close in age, had a great time. One weekend we went up and her youngest brother got very sick, we're having high fever, and her parents said, we're going to take him back to Jersey. Okay, so her brother Jimmy was there and he didn't have a friend that weekend. He's like, I'm not sitting with you two. So he went home. Long story short, the two of us are alone. I'm 16, she's 17, this is great. This is a different era. What do? We go and get beer, we go and get chicken, we got barbecue, this is awesome. We get the barbecue going, we're drinking our Miller Nips. I know I'm dating myself, and we're just having a great time cooking the chicken, and you know, I'm chain smoking my Marlboros. So, we get bored, we go upstairs, and we're, you know, still drinking and talking. We had her dog with us, who was a Brittany Spaniel, which is like a Springer Spaniel, small hunting dog, Sammy. So we're in her room with Sammy and we're talking. We start to hear a noise like a knocking at the bottom of the house. Now her bedroom where we were was over the porch, so it's kind of under us on the front porch. And it's like, you hear that? Do you hear that? Like, yeah, be quiet, be quiet. And then we're hearing like a knock and a dragging, a knock and a dragging. So I'm like, okay, we're in the middle of nowhere, no phone, no cell phones. And I was terrified, and I know she was too. And it's like, what do we do? We're here, the car's outside, I'm not going downstairs. And her parents' room was across the hall, and she said, my father has a gun, I'm gonna get a gun. I don't like guns, I'm not familiar with guns, I don't know how to handle a gun, I don't want to be near a gun. I was like, great idea, let's get that gun. So, we go across the hall, she gets the gun, and it's a shotgun, it's a hunting gun. They have the cabinet up there all locked, but she goes in, she didn't know what she was doing. She gets the gun. We're sitting there, and now while this is going on, we're hearing this banging and this dragging and this. So she's like, we have to go downstairs. We're like trapped up here. It's like, okay. So we go down the hall, and it's Sammy in the lead, and Warren with the shotgun, and me in the back. We turn the corner, we're going down the stairs, and all of a sudden Sammy starts to whimper and turns around and goes up the stairs. Oh. At which point, Lauren swings the shotgun. It was like a Three Stooges thing, and I'm like, whoa! Now all of a sudden I'm like, but just go, because I got my back going up the stairs. We go upstairs, it's like, what do? It's like, we just have to sit here. Now by this time the noise kind of stopped, but we still weren't going to go downstairs. And it was so bad that when they redid the house, they took a closet to make a bathroom upstairs. So it was a closet. It was strictly a bathroom to do what you have to do. We'd been drinking beer all night. So when we went to the bathroom, it was like, me, her, and Sammy in the bathroom. Okay, out now, I have to go. We sat in that bedroom. It was the longest night of my life. As soon as the sun came up and it was light, the house had a back staircase. We went down the stairs, outside, in the car, out of here, okay? Out of here. We drive back to Jersey, we go to her house, we're telling her parents about this. Her mother's eyes are like, and her father's name was Jim. As we're saying it, the mother's like, Jim, there's no houses up there, what happened? And he's just looking at us, and he's like, okay, so you know, you did this, the house was locked and everything, and he's like, you did put the barbecue away, clean it up? Yeah, like, no. He's like, did it ever cross your mind that maybe, like, Sammy wouldn't be afraid of a person or most animals, but Sammy would be afraid of a bear? And you left that chicken and all of it, and also it's like, and you were drinking, weren't you? But he's like, you left that stuff out there, you had this, and that's basically what happened. Because when he went up, that barbecue was mangled. And that's what it was. But I have to tell you, even when I think now how scared I was in that room, that the terror I felt, and it's after all these years, I still get nervous thinking about it. I'm actually relieved it was a bear. For like all the things, I'm not kidding, all the things that were going through our mind that night, psycho killers and this, and it was a relief that it was a bear. So, but that's why I wanted to share that. That was, and actually because I missed tonight, that was the funny memories. So that's how that ties in. So, thank you very much.
Well, bear stories, ghost stories, we love them all. If our timer could put 1 minute on the clock, and for those of us who don't know, those little evaluation sheets are right there. Just give your comments, and don't feel ashamed or anything. Some of the best comments we've ever seen have been on those. Definitely